But good for you. I saw some of your stuff. Good stuff. It's exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for watching.
Of course. I thought it was really funny actually. And your sense of like your comic timing has gotten significantly better since we met.
Ooh.
Cuz
Well,
when I met you, like this is not funny. It's just awkward. Now you're actually funny.
well, to be well, here's the thing. To defend myself, uh, we met at this show in Mississauga. It was called the Cold Pressery, right? It's like a vegan coffee shop.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about this. Why was I there? Who did I come with?
You weren't even there for the show. It was like a show, but it was like one of those shows where people are there, like they don't even know there's a show. It was, you know what I mean? So it was like one of those hostage shows where like people are on dates. You were there with
Right.
you were there with your friend.
Was it a guy or a girl?
I was a girl.
Wow, I have no recollection of this. That's hilarious. Okay. I
You
mean,
were there.
I remember seeing that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
So
that
you
you're
weren't
saying,
you weren't there for the show. You were just there.
no. Yeah.
I remember this because you were just there, and then I
Yeah.
remember at the time I had a billboard.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God. This fucking billboard.
Yeah. So I did my billboard jokes, whatever, and then after I got off stage, you came up to me and you're like, "Yo, so what's this billboard about?" And then I showed you,
Yeah.
like, boom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I had it
Yeah.
as my wallpaper.
Cause your entire set was about your billboard, and I was like, this better be like, I
This
don't
better be
even
real.
know. Yeah, this better be. First of all, it better be real. Secondly, it better be like worth something. And then, it didn't live up to any of my expectations, but that's fine.
Well, I just got the billboard, so those were new jokes. So I was like working on them, workshopping. That's what that show was. It was like an open mic where you
Yeah.
you kind of practice for the real shows because this was like a Tuesday night. Like it was like a free show,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So usually
Yeah.
as comics we practice like Monday to Thursday, and then for the weekends that's when we make the money.
Right.
So
Right.
that's like
Right.
the
No,
good, yeah.
it was good. I
So
mean, it
what?
was funny enough for me to be like, hey, where is this billboard? So
Yeah. So then you pick me up, and then I'm like, whoa. I know, I get it. I have all these fans, and then
yeah,
and then I moved to Toronto to get away
right.
from you.
Right. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and then the pandemic hit, and I'm like, I can't. I don't have to be here anymore
The
downtown.
pandemic has been 2 years. I've known you for way longer. I remember something significant about our friendship is definitely the book, Andy Shaw.
Oh my God! Speaking of the book, I have it right here. This one.
Have you been reading it? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
read it. I read it all the time.
Right? It's like when it's I wouldn't say every day, but it taught me definitely a lot, so I do thank you for that.
You're
Um,
welcome.
I think so I never made it to the second part. I bought it, I have the whole thing, and I'm like, "Damn, it's like a study, like, you gotta, like, take, like, a year off your life and,
Yeah.
do the whole course, basically." Um, but nonetheless, I do appreciate, what that book taught me. It was like a stepping stone into some of my own spiritual other stuff, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, no,
Appreciate
because
that.
I heard about this book like a long time ago.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was always into like the law of attraction and like the
Mhm.
secret and stuff. I was very intrigued, and then I've always heard about this book, but this book was like what, $120 or something
Yeah, the
around there.
whole thing, like $200. Yeah, it's not expensive.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, no, there's no way, I'm gonna spend more than $100 on a book. I barely spend that much on like clothes, as you can
Right.
see. You know,
Right.
so I was like, but then finally, because we've been reading like Abraham Hicks and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and someone who read those books, they said, hey, you got to read Andy Shaw's book because on chapter 6,
Mhm.
there's a chapter called "Why Worry," and it
Mhm.
eliminates all your worries. And I'm like, no
Mhm.
way, that's
Mhm.
impossible.
Mhm.
So I'm like, right after that, I was like, okay, I'm sold. I don't care how much this book is. I'm gonna buy it because I know it's gonna be worth. It's like, I mean, it's gonna be worth more than this $100, and it was.
And you gave me your copy. You let me
Hmm.
borrow your copy for, like, 2 months. I remember I traveled to Mauritius,
You brought the
and
book?
yeah, and I brought it to Mauritius with me at that time, and I zipped through it in, like, 2 weeks, but I remember taking pictures of your book
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I couldn't open it, and I still have that. I think I still have a folder in my camera roll called "A Bug-Free Mind."
yeah.
I
See,
bet I bet you anything that I do. Like,
I
it
believe
it
you.
was monumental.
Yeah, and I
Um,
remember calling you when you're on vacation. I was like, "How's the book? Did you lose it?" There we go. See, look at that.
yeah, interesting.
I know.
But
Yeah,
yeah, that was
I have a bunch of those pictures too. Because like when I had like instead of like reading the whole book or bringing the whole book, you know what I mean. I have like excerpts of the book.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's why I took those.
Hmm.
It was the summaries that are like, you just read those and you're good to go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you. So well, yeah, well, thank you for being a guest here on this
You're welcome
show. Um,
anytime. It's
this
exciting.
is the because like you actually commented on one of the podcasts that we used to do last year. It was called the
Yeah,
BF episodes.
yeah, yeah,
It was me and my BFF Kevin.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
s- so what happened was um, when things started opening up, then I went back to work. I started doing more shows, and because we would record around this time, around like this is like 5:30
Mhm, mhm,
p.m. But then when because he has a 9 to 5 job, so when he's free, that's when I'm going out. Like
mhm.
I'm leaving to go to shows. So then we put that podcast on hiatus.
Fair,
But
fair.
then
And
now
then what? You and Kevin aren't friends anymore?
we are not friends anymore. We broke up.
Is it?
No, 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 no,
Oh, I was like, "What?"
no, no, no. We're good. But here's the thing. So now with the lockdown again here in
Mhm.
Ontario, because you're in Ontario, right? Yeah. So now
Yeah.
we can't do anything. So now, so now I'm like, well, I guess I have to go back to go back to the podcast.
Oh, no. No, it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, well, this is actually the podcast.
No,
You
I
know,
know.
so this is actually recording.
I
We're actually like halfway.
Ernie, I know. Oh my god.
This is not like a formal.
You're ridiculous. Like, yes, I know.
It's not like a formal podcast. You know, we just
No, I know. That's why, like, this is fine. I don't want to be on a formal podcast today.
because
Um,
I've watched a bunch of your interviews.
yes.
I'm a big fan. I'm a stalker, if you will.
Thank you. Yes, I
And
know.
yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
and this Zoom is actually locating your exact location. So
Of course it is.
this is not even a real podcast. This is just to see where you
I got it. Got it.
live.
So that you I'm outside.
You're
No
outside.
problem. No, no. You could say that. It's
Oh
fine.
no, no, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here in Etobicoke. But yeah.
What
So
else? What yeah.
yeah, no, I just wanted to see what. Yeah, before we go on, let the viewers or listeners know who you are. Who's
All right.
Sunandini?
Well, my name is Sunandini. If you're brown, that's how it's pronounced. If you're not, then it's Sunandini. Um, depending on your cultural background. Um, I own a tech company. We develop custom software, blockchain technologies, apps, fun things like that. Um, I just went on vacation, so I'm tanned AF
Yes,
with
I was following you on Instagram, and
on Insta. On
yeah, yeah.
Insta is where I post my discreet things that I don't want people to know, if that makes
Oh,
sense. You know, it's
oh,
very like brand management with my minimal followers. Um, but yeah, I own a business. I You know, I've known Ernie for, I guess, 7 years or so.
No, 5 years.
Yeah. No. There's no way.
Well, you know what? Check the on
Check
your
this.
on your
You,
photos.
no, but the photos were much later.
No, it's like around that time. Just see if it's like 2016 or 27. It's got to be like 2017.
2017.
See, 5 years. There we go.
Is that math? Okay. Whatever. I've known you for X amount of years. It's irrelevant to anything. But what do you want to know about me?
Oh, yeah. That's
Or
well, that's pretty much it. Because like this podcast, I haven't really given it much thought. I mean, as in terms of what this show is going to be called.
it should be called. It should be called Ernie and Friends. Just Ernie and Friends.
Yeah, because here's the thing with the BF episodes podcast, it was just me and Kevin, and we just like talk shit. You know,
But yeah,
it was fun. It was just like it was an outlet for me
yeah.
to do stand up, like to tell stories. You know what I mean? But here's the thing, with the whole podcast world, like no one's looking for us. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
Like
I
no
get
one's
it.
typing in.
People are looking for me though, so we got to be discreet.
Sorry.
I said people are looking for me though, so.
Oh, your stalkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I'm joking. I don't have any more stalkers. Not anymore. No more.
Okay, good. So, so the stalkers, they might look for you because I'm gonna put your name in the title here.
That's fine.
So this could be, this is like here I'm like workshopping it. This could be Ernie and Friends, right? But I'll call it like Interviews.
Okay. Yeah.
Or yes, or I was gonna call it because I already have like a fan base of ERNspire fans.
Right, ERNspire. How could I forget?
Yeah, you're one of the top fans.
Right.
And
right.
So I might call it the ERNspire podcast.
Okay, I like it. I think that works because you've got a brand behind it. I think that it's something it's hard to forget because you've drilled it into everybody for a long, annoying amount of time.
Okay, thank you.
So I think that it could work. Yeah, like you've been very irritating with it everywhere, so it works.
It's called marketing, something that I can teach you about with your company. So if you need like a brand ambassador.
Okay, you know what? I was like searching the link for the podcast, and I type in your name in my email. You sent me a resume like
what?
5 years ago to be like applying for the position of digital marketing coordinator because we were hiring at the time. And you literally sent me a resume. I was like, thank you for this.
This is actually
This is actually real.
It's actually real. I really need a job because we are out of work for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
This was 2018. And then I sent you an invoice for wasting my time.
How much was it?
$75.
Okay, so I'll send it to you after this. This is your podcast fee.
I literally sent you an invoice that says for wasting my time. That's pretty funny.
Okay, well, I apologize for that.
It's fine. It was funny. It made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but didn't we go for like sushi and then I paid, right?
I don't remember. I mean, I think in general men pay for me. So probably, yeah.
So we're even.
We're even. We're good. We're good.
All
Even
right, cool.
though I remember that sushi being torturous.
No, it was very good sushi actually.
No, it wasn't the food that was the problem. It was the company that I had.
The company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was there, and you.
It was us.
You were there.
So,
it's just.
Yeah. Yep. Let's put that together.
It was probably the service. The service was pretty bad.
No, Service was amazing, restaurant was great, vibe was amazing, food was awesome. Just, the company was below average, I would
Yeah,
say.
well, I apologize. Well, in the years it's been like 4 years, 4 or 5 years. So I hopefully I've improved.
Yeah,
In
still no
the
girlfriend. That's good.
No girlfriend. Yeah,
No
yeah.
girlfriend, that's fine.
That's
I'm
yeah.
single now too. Hey,
Ooh,
how exciting for my life.
you. What do you mean you're single now? You were engaged.
I wasn't, no, I was engaged in a relationship.
You were engaged in a relationship. You
I was in a relationship,
and
correct.
then and then you guys broke up, and then he
Correct.
became a stalker.
No, not him.
Oh, it's not him.
Not
Oh,
last not my last relationship. He's definitely not a stalker. But, you know, before that, for sure. No problem.
all right. Well, this podcast isn't about stalkers
Yeah.
or bad dates at sushi places. Okay.
That was not a oh my god. Okay. Sure. Okay.
That's
Sure, sure,
well. Here's the thing.
sure.
If two people go for like food, that's like a date.
Okay. No, it's not.
Then what was that? That was a hang.
Yeah, we were hanging out.
Yeah, yeah,
Please,
yeah.
please do not ever imply that that was a date.
I'm here with this podcast is with people that I've dated. So this counts.
I've never been on a date with you. Shut the hell up. Ernie, you know what though? I will say this. You did aggressively ask me for 3 years. Like,
No, I have to edit this out because if the future, you know what I mean? Because like I know that because like lately when I go on dates,
mhm.
women they look me up, right? Because like I'm a stranger, right?
Right.
So they actually look up like past podcasts and they listen.
Right.
Oh, so yeah, so if I, so that's why I have to edit this because if they heard this, they'll be like, "What? What a
I think to
weirdo."
all the women that are listening that are your potential dates, they should know that you're persistent, which is a great quality to have. Um, and obviously, I'm joking. I'm joking around. This is our entire friendship, me making fun of Ernie and him taking it. So, to all the women that are scoping Ernie, first of all, check out if his billboard is real or not, because I've still never seen it, only seen a picture of it.
Totally real.
Photoshop is a great tool.
Nope,
So
totally real.
Photoshop is actually a wonderful tool. So
Well, the billboard it worked. It
I'm
got
just
me
not
a date with you.
it did
So
not we were never on a date. Please stop.
so
You understand
it's
that
real.
that looks like Photoshop to me. How do I know that that is real unless I'm standing in front of it in real life? That could be in the metaverse at this
Oh, check
point.
this. Okay, this is a video. This is a. There we go. See, look at that. That was a real streetcar in Toronto.
Yeah. So what is that? Like the effects stuff
Oh, here this is me with the billboard.
with a photoshopped billboard behind you.
No, 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 no. I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
That was
Well,
at the Rabba at Queensway in here, Ontario.
I know
Anyways,
exactly what that is. What's the hood?
anyways,
Huh.
this is a ERNspire podcast, I guess. So, Sunandini, if I said that correctly, this is
Fine. You know.
this is the year 2022, and I just wanted to see how do you remain happy?
Hmm.
How do you keep happy? How do you get yourself happy for this year? What's your you know what I mean? Like, what are your goals?
Um, I think, and you know this about me, but I work really hard to stay somebody who's not affected by external circumstances. And I think that that's become very difficult over the last few years because the world as we know it is constantly changing and there's no stability. So for me, definitely that goal of mine has amplified that much more because really everything is a variable. I don't even know if tomorrow I'm going to be able to go to my office or not, or what's open, what's not open. And all these things that bring us little pockets of happiness are constantly given and then gone, given and then gone. So for me, really, this year continues to be about solidifying myself regardless of the circumstances outside of me that are out of my control and focusing on the best version of myself. I continue to do that. I think happiness is such a vague concept because it changes all the time. Sometimes happiness is just consistency with yourself and your connection to the universe. And that's really it.
That's a very
Yeah.
good answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna transcribe that and
Sure.
put that in the description.
Write a book.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a
Yeah, you
book. I'm gonna write a book about this. No, because happiness, yes, it depends on it differentiates with like everyone, and I think with the pandemic, it's changed like for me, like my goals and stuff. That's why
Yep.
that's why when I was
Yep.
in Toronto, I was like, I have to be here. I have to be, I have to do shows every night, things like that. The addiction of like being on
Mhm.
stage, right?
Mhm.
But then after the pandemic or during the pandemic, I was like, wait a minute, I was forced to do this, like just to not do shows. And
Right.
then
Right.
then I realized, wait a minute, happiness isn't just about doing shows every day. Happiness is like either making other people happy, and there's other ways that you
Yeah.
can make people laugh or like bring something to their day. You know.
Yeah. I think it's really like it's interesting because I think the last 2 years have forced people to self reflect, and they either liked what they saw in the mirror or they hated it.
Yeah.
And that's really altered their trajectory towards how they pursue certain things going forth, you know? Um, I think for myself, um, it was interesting because I never really appreciated or realized how much joy, the people in my life really bring me. I never
Hmm.
really paid attention to it. I never sat down and was so grateful for things like going to the movies, like going out for dinner, simple things like hanging out with my friends. And at the same time that all of this was going on, like early, like 2020, I was going through my breakup at the same time. So I was
Really,
like,
during the
yeah,
during the pandemic.
literally like the week of, like when we went into a lockdown, it was the same time that I went through my breakup. And I think I never realized the dependency that I had on the people around me, including the relationship, right?
Yeah.
And, things happen, things don't work out, whatever it is. I have such deep faith in the universe, that everything happens the way that it's supposed to. There's no other way. But I had a really big challenge with accepting reality and
Hmm.
accepting, um, not just the loss of the relationship, but I think the change in momentum around us was very difficult to like take in and really self-reflect and be like, whoa, I've taken myself as somebody who really doesn't give a shit about anything outside of, you know, the things that I got to do. And
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
like a open, nurturing way. Um, but I think the gratitude that came from seeing the value of the people in your life and how much they really mean and how much um, the simple things really contributed to our life experience was a game changer for me.
Hmm.
You never think that you're going to lose your freedom,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. That's why, like, yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I'm like everything happens for a reason. Like something, whenever
Yeah.
something bad happens, like there's got to be like a lesson or something we got to learn.
Yeah.
And there's always like positives that you have to look for. Like, I think even without the pandemic,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't have moved here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And I think just that extreme isolation is obviously abnormal for humans to experience, and it is traumatic. It's definitely traumatic for me. It's traumatic for like everybody that I know. There's triggers from that chapter that like shake us,
Yeah.
and it's very like suffocating. But I think what happens is you make the best of it. First you resist, 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, whatever, and then eventually you're like, okay, like at some point you accept and you give into it, the reality of that moment, and then like making the best of it. And I discovered things about myself that I wouldn't have had I been going at the pace that I was.
Yeah.
So I trust that.
But with your business, you're able to continue working, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Work
nothing's really slowed down for you.
business wise, it actually has picked up.
Mm.
Like, I don't need to explain to people the need for technology anymore, right? Whereas, I don't know if you recall, but when we met, I was having to really pitch and
Yeah.
having to like sell the brand and the requirements and all those things. Also, I think in that time, I've established myself as a business owner a lot more. So it's different. It's a different kind of sell. Um, but it's interesting because I was very reliant on social media and things like that to promote certain things. And
Yeah.
the last 2 years, I've kind of been like ghost, and now I'm trying to get back into it. And I'm like, damn, this is like really habit setting to like get back out there and be like, I got to talk about my business and I got to talk about certain things. Um, the frustrating part for my business was the lack of trade shows because they're very important to our business and networking and all that stuff. And those are the relationships that I've built out that last years on out, right?
Yeah.
So, end of 2021, I hit every freaking conference I could.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just 4 months ago, 3 months ago, whatever. Traveled like crazy, and then we're back in the same situation. So that took a hit, definitely. Conferences are super important to my space. So I'm hoping this year's normalized.
I know. I thought we were like done. Like last.
I know. I know. I know. I was like, what the hell? But to my
I
point,
thought it was
we
over.
gotta do it. I feel like there's some learning left that I haven't learned yet, clearly.
No, no, you're doing fine. You're you're well established. You're doing great. I'm just learning the ropes.
That's not true. I
That's
think
why
you're
I'm gonna reapply to your company. I want to see.
we're not hiring for a comedian, but thank you.
But you might need like a podcast guy, like a,
Yeah, for
a marketer.
sure.
I can draw something or
Please,
Photoshop. I can Photoshop
please
you guys
stop this.
having a billboard.
Please.
Okay.
Please, I really don't wanna do a job interview.
All right. I'll
Ah,
send you. I'll send you this tape, and you can watch it again to see if I qualify.
okay,
Yeah.
excellent. I'll get right on that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, it's been like half hour, so I think we're.
This this is not what? No. Do we
It's
wanna,
not.
like, talk a bit about, like
Oh, we're not done. Okay.
I'm I refuse to be done. I
Okay.
wanna know what about you? Like, why don't you tell me an interesting story, and then I can give you my 2 cents because I enjoy that significantly.
Okay. A story about what?
Sure. My future mother-in-law and husband are gonna search this and come across this and think I'm like an obnoxious jerk.
So you're saying my mom? My mom?
Absolutely not.
Okay. No.
Absolutely,
No.
absolutely. Let's snip that in the, you know?
Nope. Nope.
Yep. So, okay. Got it. Got it.
All right. So yes, um you ask me.
Are you still friends with, those people? Why did I randomly FaceTime you? I mean, FaceTime's my thing. Like, that's all I do. Like, because I can't talk to people on the phone. I can
Oh, I
only
love
face
FaceTime. Yeah.
I can only FaceTime. But do you remember at my like old office a long time ago?
Yes.
What was that whole thing? I can't remember.
So
Why did someone not have a shirt on? That's the only thing I remember, and I was, like, traumatized. I was like, "Sir, please put your
wait,
shirt
wait,
on."
wait. At my house?
I don't know.
I don't remember this.
I don't know, I FaceTimed you from my office because you were friends with Henry.
Yes, Henry,
Name
who
dropping.
who
How's he doing? We can cut
he's
this out.
he's doing good.
Okay. Or just the plug.
So Henry used to work out of your office too. So
Right.
it was like a shared space.
I'm
And
Snapchatting. This is my new thing.
I'm gonna add you on Snapchat.
Yeah.
I don't think I have you.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember. So you FaceTime me from your office and Henry had his shirt off?
No, Henry was with me. You were with someone else that was, like, your mutual friend. Maybe it was your friend Kevin, I don't know. Your BFF that you're not friends with anymore. This is where rumors get started.
No, 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 no. Kevin, he's been my BFF since high school. But here's the
Okay.
thing. So now he's like married with 2 kids. And that was the whole premise of the old podcast. It was like me single, running around, and him like uh, very mature now. Because we've been friends since like high school, and so it's
Mm.
just like different contrasts, like
Mhm.
like me single and then him like married with 2 kids,
But I feel
things like
like you
that.
act like a non-single person. Like, I've never seen you do anything like, you know?
That's what I'm saying. I think with the pandemic, it actually taught me to be like, hey, you know what? Stop running around, and it's time to like settle down because you're almost 40.
Are you looking for a wife now? Is that where you're
Yeah,
at in life? That's different. That's new. That's definitely growth.
yeah. Because actually, during the pandemic, I was dating someone. So same, well, maybe not the same, but like I was dating for like a month. Because how long
Oh,
were
no.
you? How long were?
No, no.
What?
How long was I with my ex?
Yeah, before, the pandemic one.
Oh, like years?
Years. Okay, so mine not that long. It was only like like a month. Why are you laughing?
Oh, man. I won't even call people my friend in a month of knowing them, let alone a relationship. Okay. You were in a
No, no,
relationship, okay,
no,
for
no, no,
4
but
weeks.
no. We were friends for like a while. Like I met her like a long time ago. Like maybe
Oh, Ernie.
no, we were friends for a while, and then finally, because she was with someone,
Mm.
and then what kind of show is that?
Okay, and then?
What did I sign up for? So she like I always had a crush on her.
Yes,
I had
as you
as I do. Yeah, it was a nice
part of being friends.
Filipino lady.
Oh, wow,
And
she was Filipino, that's good.
yeah. And on our first date, our first real date, but I've known her for years.
Yeah,
But on our first date, she actually met my parents.
that's healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so like, and my parents like loved her because she spoke Filipino, things like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
No.
I was like, oh, maybe this is like the one, or whatever, right? And then,
Mhm.
but then she kind of ended it right before the pandemic,
Okay.
and then so I was like forced with this, but it wasn't really that long. It was like not even 2 months.
Yeah.
So
I'm
then I realized I was like, you know what? I'm like, forget this like Tinder and Bumble and
Mhm,
stuff. It's
mhm.
time to like to start a family.
No, I get it. I mean, jokes aside, like, time doesn't really matter. Sometimes you can meet somebody and feel for them in 5 minutes more than what you felt in a long time, you know? I think it comes down to just trusting what's happening.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes, like, God or the universe, whatever you wanna call it, take people out of your life, and it's hard to accept that in the moment, but the way that they're pulled out is it's very telling of how that's meant to go, right?
Yeah.
So
So that's why I
but
was like,
But how exciting to be in a place that you don't really know what's next, and you're just in this, like, open heart, open energy to receive,
Hmm.
instead of like, "Oh, this is the thing, and then what do I do next?" Right? I think it's really exciting to just be in that energy of the unknown, of, like, complete surrender, like, you have no choice.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's very adventurous,
it
it's
is.
very exciting.
It is. Every day is like, "Huh, I wonder what's gonna happen, how exciting, whatever." And yeah,
Yeah, that's why even like with now, I have
yeah.
no idea what's gonna happen like tomorrow or whatever. So
I know, it's actually crazy. Um, I just wanna travel, but it's like, I think that's gonna become hard to do now. A lot of airlines are announcing that you can't travel to, like,
yeah,
hot
where
countries.
did you go? Where did you go on the
I just
holiday?
went to Mexico. Cancun.
Ooh, all
I went to
inclusive.
Cancun. Yeah, I went to a resort, and then, one of my investors lives on the island, like Isla Mujeres, so I went there for, like, one evening. It was beautiful. They sent out a boat, and it was, like, this whole experience that I've definitely never been boating at night before in my life.
Mm.
Um, Very interesting, because at first I was, like, scared, but then I just kinda, like, took it in, and it's so beautiful. It's just you and the stars and, like, the sound of the water and everything. I felt so connected to Mother Earth. Uh,
Hmm.
Nice.
Hey, can you swim?
No, I can't.
Me, I got a story for you.
Okay.
So I can't swim,
Same. Yeah.
right? So we went to the cottage this past summer with a bunch of like my high school friends. So here's the
Okay.
thing: all my high school friends, they're all right, like my BFF Kevin. They're all like married and kids, right?
Right, right,
So
right.
we went on this raft up north. But here's the thing: so it was like me and then uh maybe like two other adults who are women,
Okay.
who are women, and then there was like 8 kids, right? So we had to
Would
like
yeah.
so I was the only man. So
We
so
both did that time. I love that.
there was
Huh.
like 8 kids there, right? So we had this like little raft, and so we had to like paddle and stuff, and we went so far into the lake that I started freaking out because some of the kids, like the kids were like all happy, like you know, 'cause they're just chilling, right? But then we got so far out that like we were trying to like paddle back to the beach, but it was too hard. Like
There's a current, yeah.
the current was pushing us further, and then I'm freaking out now because I can't swim. So I'm like, if because it's like a big raft, right? But it's
Yeah.
like a floaty thing, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, if this thing goes down, I'm I'm dead.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, so we're trying to paddle back, and like everyone's like, because like, we got so far, but then we started coming back, and then that's when everyone started like freaking out because everyone's like they're yelling at me because they're saying that I didn't know how to paddle. But I'm like, I'm paddling fine. It's the current.
I should laugh, but oh man, I can see this.
Yeah, so like my life started flashing before my eyes. I'm like, is this it? Is this
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
go? But finally, we actually made it back after like an hour of paddling. We actually made it back to the beach, and I kissed the ground. I was like, oh my god, I never
Yeah.
realized how much I love not being in the water.
Honestly, it's really scary when you don't know how to, even like people who know how to swim, you can get lost in that current very easily.
Yeah,
I don't That shit scares me, man.
yeah. So like I think I'm gonna learn how to swim this
Mm,
year.
okay,
Yeah, that's one
fair.
of my my two goals this year. Since this is the 2022 New Year
Yeah.
episode, I
Yeah.
want to learn how to swim and I want to learn how to speak Filipino.
You don't know Filipino?
No, I do not.
That's horrible.
I
Yeah,
know.
definitely. Definitely you gotta learn your own language for sure.
I know. Yeah, because sometimes I would do these Filipino shows, like comedy shows,
Yeah.
and I couldn't really communicate with
Mm,
them. So like if they were hosting or something, they'd speak to me in Tagalog or whatever, and I'd be like, "What? I don't know." Even with my parents, it's hard because I'd be like, "What?" And then they'll have to speak English to me. So
mhm, mhm. I think what might help is if your parents like force you only to speak your language. Because I have a rule in my house that like since I was a kid, my parents were like, we don't care what you learn outside, whatever, in the house, you have to speak our native language,
what is your
which is
native language? Hindu,
Hindi.
Hindi,
Hindi.
Hindi. Yes,
Yes, Hindu is the religion. That's
yes.
correct.
That's what I meant.
Um, no, and I think that that helped me like stay in touch with my language so that I could communicate with my grandparents and so on, you know? Um, so that might help you. I don't know. You know what I realized a few days ago actually is I know a lot of Spanish.
Ooh.
Um, I can understand about 90%
Mhm.
of Spanish and conversations, and I would love to like be able to speak it back. Even if I can speak 90%, that's great. But I realized that when I came from India, we lived in the States for like a
Okay.
year,
Yeah.
and I didn't know a word of English. So my dad had a banquet hall at the time, and his whole staff was Spanish. So they'd speak to each other in Spanish. And I would hear that and think it's English. So I picked it up thinking I'm learning English, but I'm speaking an entire different
Wow.
language.
Yeah.
And I didn't really put that together till now in my life that, like, why do I know this language? It's really weird.
Wait.
And then, yeah,
So you learned Spanish before English? That's crazy.
yeah, thinking it was English.
Wait. How old were you?
6.
And then you moved to Canada.
Yep.
And then so you learned English when you're like 7.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mostly from watching television. I never went to ESL. I never did any of that. But my mom taught me most of it. And then I would like watch TV and the captions would be on. So like I'd hear how words are pronounced
Hmm.
and I'd be able to read it. Like I knew the alphabet and things like that, right? So I'd read it and comprehend that in my mind as, okay, this is how this sounds. So even now when I speak, the first 3 letters of every word that I'm saying or reading or listening to always play in my mind.
What
Like
would
I'm
you
always
watch? Do you remember?
watch I used to watch Arthur. That's my favorite show of all time ever. Shout out to Arthur and
Oh
DW.
yes, I love Arthur. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's the best show. I am DW. Like my entire personality, I
You
think
are
is
DW.
I am DW. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You got like an attitude.
Hey, I was
No,
gonna say she's hilarious, but okay.
no, she's very funny, but she had like towards Arthur, she's very you know.
Yeah. I mean, if I had siblings, I think that that's what I would treat them like for sure. And then I used to watch, like Barney and like Sailor Moon. That was my show. Sailor
Sailor
Moon
Moon.
is
Yeah,
honestly really bad because she would sneak out and like meet up with a guy every night.
I did not
So
know
I was
this.
like, yeah, she used to meet up with the dang,
Oh,
I don't remember his
tuxedo mask.
yes, yes. She used to meet up with him all the time in the middle of the night and like with her friends. So I'm thinking that's normal, right? And then
Hmm.
in retrospect, like that's not good programming for my subconscious mind at that age because by the time I hit my teens, I'm sure somewhere inside I was like, I should sneak out and
And
meet the guy that I like and my friends,
you
which
did.
I never did.
Your parents are listening to this, so
No, no, no. No, they're not listening, first
they're
of
not
all.
okay. No.
I've never snuck out in my life, ever. I never had the desire to. Like, it's the weirdest thing. I never
I
snuck
guess
out. Yeah.
no, because I
Also,
hear.
like,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, also, my mom got me a fake ID when I was 16. So I went, like, clubbing with my older friends at 16, and my parents knew. So it was never like, um, there was no time for me to try to sneak out. Like, my parents
Wait,
knew.
hold on, hold on. Your mom,
My mother, correct?
your mother. made you a fake ID saying that you're 19.
No, no, she didn't make me one. She asked one of our family friends if I could take their daughter's ID so that I could go clubbing. And then the daughter said, sure. So I went clubbing at
Where did you
16.
go? I want to know.
I went to Caesars and then I went to Rev in Waterloo. Obviously, I grew up in Waterloo.
Okay.
So I went to that. The thing is, like, I didn't drink till I was like 20. I think literally. So it was literally like to go out with my older friends and dance and be like, wow, this is so cool. And take pictures on like our big ass cameras.
Yeah,
Cameras. Do you
yeah,
remember the whole like, oh man, you have to like charge it, all of that, take pictures,
yeah.
and that was it,
Hey, but you know what? Back in my day, because I'm older than you,
right?
we had even the bigger cameras where you had to develop the pictures.
Yeah, I know, I know.
Are those ones you
The
had, or you guys probably had
at a digital,
the digital ones? Yes.
but still, it was still such a like it was like this big. I'm like, how did this fit? And we didn't have cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone. The first
No.
time I went clubbing, I did not own a cell phone.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Looking back, I'm like,
How
how
did
did
we?
how did we
Did
go
we?
out? How did we
How did
go
we?
out? Because like if I'm like with like my mom, I'm like,
Yeah,
if she's like at the mall or something, she's like, oh, can you pick me up or something? I'm like, well, now she's like, she just got a cell phone like last year.
yeah,
But
yeah.
before
Same.
that, I'm like, how did we even like go out and like tell people we're here? And
How did we coordinate? Like, how did my dad drop me off at the mall and then pick me up? Like, huh?
you know what? Maybe with your dad, you would call with a payphone.
No, I've never used a payphone in my life. I know that. I think we would like coordinate and use our brains.
Yeah, yeah,
Where,
or be like 7 o'clock, pick me up at
yeah,
7 o'clock.
I think my dad would be like, hey, like, this is where I'll meet you at 7. And then we would both use our brains
Hmm.
to actually do things instead of texting.
Yeah, it's weird because like even like now, like I'm going somewhere after this, but like I know
Yeah.
where they live, but like I'm still gonna put the address in the
GPS.
in the GPS in the Google Maps.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we're so like dependent on these things.
So GPS is something I like try not to use because I have a pretty good photographic memory. So I
Hmm.
can get to like, most places just by noticing the environment. But the concept of me going to a club, just to bring it back, at 16 with no cell phone, with an ID my mother got me,
Yeah.
in retrospect, probably not the best,
No.
you know? But it was a different time.
Wait, you were
So I
16. What year was that? What year would that be?
16, damn,
When you were born? 88?
88.
88. So that'd be like 2006. No,
No.
that's in 2004.
5? Yeah, 4 or
2004,
5, something.
2005. Yeah.
Uh, Definitely, like, I remember Beyoncé was poppin'. I mean, she's poppin' now, but
She's always been popping.
yeah, yeah, but it was like I remember 2003 is when Destiny Fulfilled came out, Destiny's Child, you know me,
Yeah.
diehard fan. Anyway, um, so then I'm at this club, and this is, like, probably my 2nd or 3rd time going out, and I see my older cousins who
Hmm.
are okay to be there because they were in their 20s. They're, like, I guess, 21 and 24 at the time, and oh my god. Like, I didn't get in shit from my own parents, I got in trouble from them.
Okay,
They're
they
like,
didn't know. They didn't know you're gonna be there.
so confused. They're like, "What are you doing here? Da, da, da. What are you wearing?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" So then that was scary. Then I tried to get into a party, like probably like this was like the like maybe like a year later.
Hmm.
I tried to get into like a college party or a university party, and I was still in high school. And the girl at the door was like, "I can't let you in. Like this is a fake ID." I'm like, "What are you talking about? This is me." She's like, "This girl is my friend." And I was like,
Oh,
"Oh." She's like, "I can't let you in." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So, yeah, then I had my ID taken away, because that was her friend.
That's. I want to see this ID. I want to see. I
I
want to
don't
see
have it anymore. I
how
took it.
close you were to
Not at
looking.
all. It was like there were 10 brown people in Waterloo at that time. We all looked the same. Like, it was like, "Okay, this must be you."
I
But yeah, I messed up
but
at the university party. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no. When I was 18, to get into a club, it's called the Government
Yeah!
here in
I went
Toronto.
what do you mean? The Gov? Come
The
on.
Gov, yes,
Come on.
GUV. My
Come
friend,
on.
my friend gave me his ID because he was a year older than me, so he gave me his ID, and then I
Yeah.
used it to get
Yeah.
into there.
It's the only way to go. Like, that's the only way to go.
Do you miss clubbing now?
I miss it deeply. Um, so me and my best friend, like the only thing we want to do is just dance, like in a corner by ourselves.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's like the number one priority in my life.
So you still
Like to
you,
go.
you still go clubbing now?
I just went before everything locked down.
Where'd
What do
you
you mean
go?
I go?
In Mexico or here?
No, no, I didn't go anywhere in Mexico off my resort, other than the island. Where did we go? We just went to Hotel X actually. Um,
There's a club there.
yeah, it's like a lounge, whatever. Honestly, as long as the music's good. Oh, damn, where else did we go? We went to apartment 300, 200. What is it called? Apartment something?
Downtown?
Yeah.
I don't know.
My friend was here from Dubai and he was spinning and we went there and at the end of the night I was on top of a table rapping.
I
Um,
I believe it. Yeah.
yeah. So,
You're rapping to Drake.
Ew, no. I mean, no, 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 not you. Can you cut that? I love me some Drake. Don't get it twisted. But we were doing Jay-Z. Come on.
Jay-Z, yes. I remember you rap to me with Jay-Z.
Of course I would. What do you mean? It's like part of being friends with me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, what is she doing? She's rapping. I'm like, we're at a Moxie's. What are you doing here?
I actually remember that. I was rapping for you at Moxie's.
Yeah, and I was like, what's happening?
I think I did like a bunch of songs. Like I remember I did Heart of the City,
Hmm.
probably. Um, PSA.
Okay.
I think I did H to the Izzo and Drug Dealers Anonymous for sure. I did the DDA verse for sure. Do you remember? It was like nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists.
Yes,
Or
I remember that.
God, a
Yes,
prophet. Yeah, there you go.
I remember that. Oh, one more question.
Eh, okay.
I was going to ask you this before, but I saw on your Instagram that Olivia Munn,
Oh God.
she commented on your thing. I was like, Olivia
Yeah.
Munn, and then I clicked on it. I'm
Oh
like, that's the real actor.
yeah.
How do you know her?
Just a friend.
All right, great story.
Yeah. I mean, she's a friend of the family.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's all you can say.
Yep.
All right, good. No,
Friend.
friend of the
I got
family.
yeah, I got friends in all different places, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I think you're the celebrity here.
Secretly.
Yeah, you're the one. You're the one that
I'm
should
the
have the billboard.
I'm the plug. That's all. You need something, I got you. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, that's good.
I
Well,
knew you were gonna bring that up. That's so funny because I seen you like her comment and I
yeah, I
was
was like,
like, "Oh,
oh, I was gonna ask you. I was like, nah, I don't want to. I don't want to be like one of those fanboys.
it's fine if you are. She's amazing."
No, no, I'm a fan of you.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. I don't even know what she's in. I just know that she's famous.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Well, it's been like an hour, so
Well, it was a pleasure chatting. Thank you for having me. Um, the usual blah blah blah. I'll be billing you for my time accordingly.
yeah, I didn't want to go over an hour because it'd be more.
My
I don't even know
my
how much I owe you now.
my rates have changed.
Yeah, especially with your friend Olivia Munn. So now I don't know.
What? You're a funny guy. But
Okay.
yeah, no, honestly, thank you for having me. As usual, super fun to always chat, and
Hmm.
I appreciate it. And I'm gonna take a Snapchat. Are you gonna add me?
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to tell people or no? Not gonna. Okay.
For what?
Like where they can find you or.
Yeah, if you guys want to stalk me, just kidding. Add me on Instagram at Sunandiniv. I will not be sharing my Snapchat because I'd like to keep it to under 25 people. So, but yeah, Instagram.
25 people. So if I follow you, that's like, do you
I
go over the limit or you're good?
have 18 friends on there right now.
So I made your top 19 friends.
No,
Oh,
I'm just waiting for some others to accept.
so I have to add you now before.
I'll text you my Snapchat. I think I sent you a request actually like 2 days ago.
No way.
Um, what is it? Ernie? What's your name?
My
Let me
name's
guess.
my name's Ernie
Ernst
Vicente.
ERNspire?
No, I think this is Ernie Vicente on Snapchat. I'm not sure.
Oh, I can't find it. Why am I talking about Snapchat? Like, so I had an account in 2013, then I used it for like 3 years, then I got rid of it. And then I couldn't get back into my other account. So now I'm back on this account and I have like 8 people on here. It's great.
I'm looking for you.
18.
I can't see you.
I'm not sure.
There's so many Sinandinis.
I really doubt that.
Yeah. Look.
Okay,
So
I don't want to say it on the podcast. I'll send it to
okay,
you.
okay. Well, we're just gonna stop recording here, and we'll talk after. But
Okay.
thank you for joining us or me
You are
on this
welcome.
Inspire podcast or interviews podcast, whatever we decide. But thank you for coming on. No, 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 no. And thank you for listening. We'll see you again next time. Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye.